welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm out here in Japan in a little town, a little Airbnb near Mount Fuji-san. Mount Fuji is literally right there outside of my window. I can see it. I filmed this video a few days ago in Tokyo, but the lighting was really bad, so now I'm here and I had a moment to film. And I feel like I haven't talked to you in so long, at least a heart-to-heart, and I've gone through so much transformation during my yoga teacher training, which I'm now certified Tantra Hatha yoga teacher, which is really exciting. Today, I just wanted to talk about anxiety. I feel like I've just been so good lately. I haven't done a mental health update in a while, but the main reason for my suicidal thoughts was the intense anxiety that I would feel and the overwhelming thoughts that would be so painful that it made me want to end my life. It just felt so overwhelming. Even if my present situation wasn't presenting me with any danger, I still just felt like overwhelming senses of fear and fight or flight being activated and feeling like I was in danger. So learning how to cope with my anxiety and really putting these really simple tips into practice has helped me feel so much more stable and has helped me navigate things in my life so much easier, so I have so much more space to be happy and feel joyous. And so I just wanted to share those with you really quickly. Please just watch this video. I know everyone struggles with anxiety, and a lot of the times it can lead to worse things. I'm just gonna say it. Do not try and figure out your anxiety using your mind. If you can't figure out the root of why you're feeling this anxious, overwhelmed, heart beating, intense feeling within the first 2 minutes, then don't get your mind involved, because the mind always likes to weave stories about things, and the mind can take a tiny situation and turn it into something catastrophic, and we all know this, but especially in terms of anxiety, if we just start to try and label and define and create a story around why we're feeling this way, it can make things a lot worse. And I know when I would self-harm, which I haven't since Thanksgiving, since the last update that I gave, which is really exciting, but my anxiety would be so bad, and then my mind would start to weave stories as to why it was happening, or you're not good enough, why are you having this anxiety, what's wrong with you, you're pathetic, you should just cut yourself, you should just end your life. And my mind would just escalate and escalate and escalate to the point where I would just want to hurt myself to relieve some of this pain and suffering that I was letting myself feel. So my very first tip is to drop into the feeling of the anxiety. Rather than going into the mind to try and figure out the emotional feeling, the physical response, go into the body and just forget about the mind. If it's not something that you can change in the moment, or if it's an actual physical situation, then do that. But if it's not, if it's just a trigger from seeing something, hearing a song, smelling a certain scent that reminds you of maybe someone who did something to you, that's when you should just drop into your heart space and really drop in, or wherever you get anxiety. I normally get anxiety in my heart and in my throat chakra, but some people feel it lower. And by this I mean just forgetting about the mind and feeling what the sensation feels like and not trying to label or define it. And whenever I drop into my anxiety, I just feel a lot of energy in one place, and that's pretty much what it is. I'm gonna tell you a quick story about my teacher who, his wife divorced him, and he was not expecting it. He was heartbroken, and he was convulsing for a week, just shaking and crying and feeling so much pain and heartbreak. And he called his guru in India and was like, all this stuff is happening to me, I'm physically shaking because I'm so heartbroken, what do I do? And his guru said, what does it feel like? Close your eyes, get rid of the story, and feel what the experience of this feels like. And he realized how magnificent it was, that so much energy was surging through his body, and he just sat with it and had an amazing, groundbreaking meditation. And I think it's really important to not label our emotions as good or bad, or quickly try and wish them away, because that's only going to make it last longer. Time slows down when you're experiencing something that you want to disappear. You feel it so much more in a different way, in a more painful way. Just feel the feeling of it, man. And the good and the bad, the light and the dark in life is all part of it. And this is a very Buddhist perspective, and I started my spiritual journey off with Buddhism, but they say all of life is suffering, and that's just a law of nature. So the sooner that you just accept that, and accept that there will be good moments and there will be bad moments, it makes it so much easier to get through those things and not be in denial of the fact that sometimes you will suffer. Just learning how to cope with that suffering makes your whole life so much more doable and so much less overwhelming. Go into the feeling. Even if it's an anxiety attack and it really hurts, I promise it'll be so much easier if you're not using the thinking mind and rather just the feeling body to experience what is happening to you. Because it's just energetic. It's just an intense feeling building up. The third one is a lot easier and will be an easy pattern for you to get into, is just to extend your exhale, make it longer than your inhale, and do forward folds. These are both very grounding practices in yoga, and you can do these if you're at a dinner table or something and you feel really anxious. You can just go to the bathroom and do some standing forward folds and just hold them for a while and just take like 8 breaths, inhaling for 4 counts and exhaling for 8 counts. And this will create a lot of grounding energy, and the moment that you start to become aware of your breath, it can help calm anxiety attacks down, because usually your heart is beating really fast. Then your mind won't be freaking out, like wondering why your heart is beating so fast, because the mind kind of wants to know to protect you. It's like, okay, why do you have this anxiety? Are we in danger? Do we have to go and do something? But just focusing on the breath calms it down, and then will calm the mind down. And I mentioned this in my first video talking about my yoga teacher training, but when the body is still, it helps the mind become still, and vice versa. If your mind is moving and you're pacing, it's usually because you're thinking something through or you're thinking a lot. But when you become very still, you can witness your thoughts so much more, and then your mind can become still. So maybe if your mind is racing, just do some forward folds. This activates Apana Vayu, which is a force of energy in the body, which is a downward and outward moving force. Apana Vayu is in the abdomen, and it governs the release of physical things like menstruation and stool and urine, but it also governs the release of emotional weight and trauma. So anything that isn't serving you can be released through Apana Vayu. Forward folds and twists are really good for activating this releasing energy, which can be great when you have anxiety. And I'm going to be filming a lot more yoga videos and meditation videos coming up. I just feel like I got so many downloads that I really would love to share with you. And that's why I just thought it was so important to get this video out, because I really feel like this reincarnation of universal energy in this form, in this body, is all about seva, or service, and everything that I've gone through in my childhood and in my life, I'm so grateful for, because I really think it was meant to help me heal other people through my own healing, authentically and truly know how to be empathetic towards others who are dealing with anxiety and suicidal thoughts and depression, and help others heal. I really feel like that is my dharma. That's what I'm here to do on this earth. And maybe my next reincarnation I'll just be floating around as stardust, but while I'm here, I really just want to spread the light, and I really believe in everyone so much, and my heart is so full of love, and I just want everyone to feel a little bit more ease in their life. So that's why I wanted to share this with you today, and these upcoming yoga videos that I'll be posting that are just full of really good, potent downloads, good information in a practical way that isn't like intimidating or repressing them. It's just like really the healing, really the work that you need to do. So yes, those are my 3 tips for anxiety that have been helping me so much. And even just affirming these things to myself, like when I have an anxiety attack or when I'm feeling really anxious, just saying, this moment is not any better or worse than a moment where I'm happy. Saying that to myself makes me feel so much better. Like, I don't feel like there's something wrong with me, because I'm not trying to wish this feeling that happens to me away. And just feeling it, like, oh wow, that's interesting, there's a lot of energy there, and just kind of responding to all my thoughts and all my feelings like, oh, that's interesting. Then you just go into this witnessing mindset and witnessing habit, and you're just surrendering to it. And the more I've been able to surrender to my anxiety, obviously the quicker it goes away, but I also feel like the less that it's been coming up, because I'm kind of rewriting the neural pathways in my brain. Basically, you create neural pathways as a result of habits and responses to different things, and Some of them have been deeply ingrained in us, like certain conditioning that we have. Examples of this are endless, but one is how we respond to our anxiety, how we respond to things in our life that maybe don't go our way. Like, okay, I'm anxious, I want to die, I want to kill myself, was a main one of mine. Anytime things got hard or complicated, or I didn't know how to figure things out on my own, I would immediately, like, okay, I can't do this, I just want to die, like, I can't handle this, I'm not good enough for this, I won't be able to figure this out. Those were the thoughts that would go through my head, and immediately my mind would respond and think, okay, let me cut myself, or let me try and kill myself. I know that sounds really dark and intense, but that was the case, and this was when I moved out to go to college. I just felt so alone, so not supported, and I created a lot of neural pathways and responses to things that became so habitual and deeply ingrained, and it took me about 2 years to recover from that and realize, okay, I don't need to jump to these places every time things get hard, and I feel like I'm really rewriting those, and that's why I've been so much happier, so much more stable. Yeah, so I just want to share that with you. I've been super, super happy, and it means so much to me to get to share. I feel your spirit so much, and all of your messages that you write me, I just like gush, and I am just like pouring out with love. And if you're ever feeling sad, just know I'm here, like, I believe in you, you can do this, and I just want to keep like putting stuff out there that will help you feel better and help you be able to navigate life better and follow your dreams, man. My path keeps unfolding as I keep walking and trusting and surrendering to everything and witnessing all the omens. Like, things just seem to fall into place, and that's just the way that it will be if you do truly believe in yourself and believe in your path and what you're doing and are acting from a place of love. It's always returned back to you. And I watched this poem, this spoken word poem the other day that I'll link down below, but he's like, dreams choose us. We don't choose our dreams, they choose us. So it's up to us to choose them back. And if we don't follow our dreams, then we're not only letting ourselves, but we're letting the whole world down, because maybe there's something amazing that we're meant to share and put out there, even if it's one video or one song or one poem. I'm just feeling so inspired, and I am creating a new platform that I'm going to announce very soon. It'll be full of podcasts, full of yoga, meditation videos, veganism, fashion videos. They're all super high quality and beautiful, and I'll be announcing that very soon. So yes, I miss you guys. And if you didn't know, I'm here for Vipassana, which is a 10-day meditation. Basically, from what I've heard, helps you learn how to use the most vital tool in your life, which is the breath, how you can use the breath to work through anxieties, work through traumas, how you can always come back to the breath no matter what's going on in your world outside or what's going on in this world. You just keep breathing through it and everything is always okay. And they have some strict rules, like no talking, of course, for 10 days, no sex with yourself or others, and girls and guys are separate. And you can't read, you can't write, you can't practice any other meditation or have any other like religious props. You can't practice any other religious practice, I guess. So it's kind of rigid in that way, but I think it's really good, and I have been told to just completely surrender to it. Like, you could break the rules if you wanted to, but just don't do it. Like, I'm not really supposed to do yoga, which kind of sucks because I'm trying to do it every single day, and I have been. So I might just do some bed stretches for 10 days. And it's 10 hours of meditation a day throughout the day. I'm really excited. It's in Kyoto, and if this interests you at all, then you should definitely look up Vipassana meditation. They have centers for it all over the world, and it's just by donation. So yeah, that's what I'm doing in a few days, and I'm really excited. I feel like it's a really good time to go in now after my 30-day yoga teacher training, because I have sat with myself for so many hours and already worked through so much shit in my YTT that, like, my mind is so clear, and I feel like my intention for this Vipassana is to just have everything kind of fall into place. Like, I feel like I cleared all this stuff out, I emptied out old boxes, I dusted, maybe I mopped a little bit, and now it's time for me to just let all this yogic information and yogic knowledge, years and years of this lineage, just land and settle and find where everything like fits back together. So that's my intention. It's just even more clarity and more groundedness. And yeah, I'm gonna show you my Airbnb. This is a nice Atari mat, I think it's called. My mom was literally obsessed with these, and the mattress is on the floor. That heater is like my best friend. I really like putting my clothes right in front of the heater before I put them on, like my socks and stuff. But yeah, I have a little bit of a sickness coming on, so I hope that goes away. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I also have this super gnarly knot in my hair. Probably have one here too. Yep. That's gonna be fun. I remember when I was little, my hair was like up to past my waist, and I would spend like 2 hours brushing my hair when I was younger, and I would put huge pigtails in my hair and literally just sway it back and forth. Like, I was that Asian baby, just really doing it. And this is what happens when I wear hats and coats, and yeah, it's not too bad. It's been much worse. But I'm so happy to be here. I love Japan. I love connecting with my roots. I'm half Japanese, half Venezuelan, if you didn't know. And I am just thinking of my dad so much. My dad is the Japanese one, and just so much of the way he is and the way he carries himself, I just see all around me. It's just making me feel so much more understanding of him and so much more in admiration of him, and I just love him so much. He's like a really awesome dad. And I used to just feel sad because he wasn't affectionate, wasn't very emotional, wasn't very expressive, but that's just how, like, Asian dads are a lot of the time. Some of them are funny and goofy, like some of my friends' dads, but yeah, I just have, like, so much reverence for him, and I want to come back to Japan, like, all the time. I love it. And I have family here who I got to reconnect with also, and they were the same way. Like, my aunt, I went to give her a hug, and she was just like, no, like, I don't do that. And she just held my hand, and I was like, okay. And then my cousin, she like literally knocked the air out of me with her amazing hug. It's just funny because my mom is from Venezuela, and she's so passionate, so expressive, and so affectionate, and so I totally have that in my blood. And also funny how they ended up together, like the polar opposites energy-wise. It just goes to show opposites attract, and they just found their other half that balances them out. And I'm pretty sure psychologically you look for a partner who has the qualities that you don't have, which makes sense because the whole reason that you're with someone is so that you can reproduce, so that makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a comment down below letting me know where you're at spiritually and mentally, and letting me know your intentions moving forward, because that's what it's all about. Like, focus your energy, otherwise it will go everywhere. So let me know what you're trying to cultivate, what you're trying to embody in the next few months, and it would make me so happy to read all that and respond. So yes, quick recap. If you're feeling anxious, drop into the feeling, let go of the thinking mind, and don't label it as good or bad. Do forward folds and extend your exhalation. This will make your anxiety much easier, and just know it'll take time. These methods will become much easier to just habitually do, and your anxiety will become less and less frequent as a result of you creating these new responses to it. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. Keep spreading your light. I'm gonna keep spreading mine, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!